Out in the NFC, the Eagles got something to say for that 1 seed, but staring them straight in the eyes, a Panthers team that's playing their best ball of the year, and on 4th and 9, incomplete. Bryce Young trying to lead a drive. This was a Panthers team that had a lead at moments in this game, but undeterred, Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, and the Eagles now 11-2 on the season as they try and keep pace with those Lions for the top overall seed in that all-important bye. Barkley most notably, 20 attempts, $124, his 9th performance of 100-plus this season. Add them all up, a new franchise record in Philadelphia, 16-23 and counting. Back in studio with the guys. Gentlemen, we're watching this football game in the green room, and we're not impressed by anything, at least on the Eagles side. Impressive the way Carolina's played over this last month or so, but Mac, when you look at style points, do they matter at this point in the season for a team like Philadelphia, or is it just results-based?
Just results-based, because I think when you look at playing a team like the Carolina Panthers, record-wise, you would say Philly should dominate the Carolina Panthers. But if you watch the Carolina Panthers over the last few weeks, they have been a very, very tough opponent for some of the teams they faced off against. I mean, with Bryce Young playing inspired football, he has given the Carolina Panthers more than a fighting chance. There lies the opportunity for this game to be a potential trap-like game, trying to find a way to get up for a team that has nothing going in the right direction, and most importantly, winning the ball game. They won the ball game. You look at Jalen Hurts, pedestrian-like numbers in terms of throwing the football, but 3 total touchdowns. Saquon Barkley got things going on the ground as he's done the entire season. And their defense, timely plays for their defense. So I understand this might not be the most entertaining win for the Philadelphia Eagles, but me personally, I love what I saw, because you face the team, when you look at the creme de la creme in the NFC, they're nowhere close to being that team. So you needed to find a way to get motivated. I think they got motivated in the flow of the game, but found the plays that needed to be made to be able to win.
Yeah, listen, I like what I saw from both teams, because at the end of the day, we saw Philadelphia do a great job of taking care of business. This is a team that when you're Philadelphia and when you're the #1 seed in the NFC or trying to get to that #1 spot, you're going to get the opponent's best shot. So they were able to weather the storm and come out on top. On the other side of things, this has been the story of this Carolina Panthers team since they benched Bryce Young. They gave their best against Kansas City. They played their best against Philadelphia. So they're playing up to the competition. This is a team that you can see, okay, they're starting to make those strides. And next year, we should see a breakthrough from this Carolina Panthers team. And we joked while watching this game, man, the way things were going in this 1 o'clock window, they were still in play for this NFC South division, considering like somebody's got to win it. But I like what I saw from their defense. They were active at the line of scrimmage, and you're starting to see Bryce Young mature week after week.
Speaking of strides, 1,600+ for Saquon Barkley. A thought on him in a second, but going off of what both of you are saying there, you got to be positive following a win. You got to be positive as an 11-2 team, but don't tell the Philly fan that. They want to walk out of town with some pelts coming with, and this maybe wasn't that victory, and still Nick Sirianni, 45 or more wins in his first 4 seasons, only the 3rd coach to do that. When is perception and reality going to meet, at least for the public opinion there in Philadelphia? Still a lot to be said about the coach, and I'm not sure this is the win that quells that sort of talk, Emery.
Right. When they play a team like Pittsburgh or Baltimore or any one of these upper echelon squads, the Lions, this is when they want to see their coach come and show himself like, hey, this is the Eagles team that we know we're going to get. They're going to beat teams on both sides of the line of scrimmage. They're going to score big plays, and they're going to do things defensively to turn the ball over. That's when they want to see the Philadelphia Eagles. This game, they just want to see them get out with a win. So save all your insults and phone calls to the local radio station until they play a major team, and that's when they want to see the Eagles, the real Eagles, stand up and play.
And for me, that's why I feel like today's matchup was a trap game, because you saw what they did last week against the Baltimore Ravens. That was a highly anticipated matchup, and the Eagles came into that ball game. They treated that such game as a playoff game. Now you got to kind of come down a little bit from the emotions that went into that ball game, not to mention the attention that came with the Eagles playing the Ravens. They didn't get as much attention for the Carolina Panthers. We kind of looked at that matchup and saying, okay, they're double-digit point favorite. They should easily take care of their business. But when you talk about playing the game, there lies the bigger concern in terms of being motivated. So I understand, like I said, they didn't win with style, but they won. Because think about all the criticism that would have came to that team with Nick Sirianni if they would have lost, right? So you're playing against a team, Carolina, right now, they're a very, very tough out.
Yeah.
Ask Pat Mahomes.
It's a live wire.
That's a live wire. And they believe, and they're playing with confidence, so that's why I feel like this was a trap game. And look, the luxury for the Eagles, they got out of that trap. They didn't fall into that trap.
The biggest luxury for the Philadelphia Eagles is their star running back who sets a new franchise record on this day, surpassing LaShawn McCoy. only so many ways to come at it, guys. As our resident running back here, you got to do something special if you want to win an MVP in today's league. And not just today, dating all the way back to Barry Sanders. Either a rushing title or something else of note. A scoring title, something to the effect is what's required for an MVP to go to a running back. What's impressed you most about this performance and maybe the longevity already we've seen from Saquon?
That we're seeing the Saquon Barkley that we saw at Penn State. You know, this is a guy that's been a game breaker his whole career. Someone that could do it well on both ends of offense, catching the ball, running the football well, making big plays, showing the toughness and sometimes running through arm tackles. Because a lot of times you get tagged with that, oh, he's a finesse guy, or he just want to make guys miss. But we've seen him use power, we've seen him use speed, we've seen him use finesse, and we're seeing the full gambit. I think if he hits 2,000, that seems to be the mark for a back to get MVP. But if he breaks Eric Dickerson's 2105,
hard not to give him
exactly.
Yeah, I agree with you. When you look at Saquon, he didn't have a rushing touchdown, but he had over 120 yards. He averaged over 6 yards per carry. Basically, every time he touched the football, he almost got you a first down. I mean, he is the engine for their offense. And then Jalen Hurts only threw for 108 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, those are like 9U football numbers for a quarterback that plays on a 9U team. But you don't need a lot from Jalen Hurts. So that's the thing I like about this team, because you know if Jalen needs to become more of a volume quarterback, he can do so. When you look at having Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown, not having Dallas Goedert, of course, but he can throw it around the yard. But when you have Saquon, it's only a matter of time before that engine is ready and riled up and ready to go. And that's who they've been the entire season, running everything through Saquon and Barkley. And to your point, yeah, if he hits 2,000, no question, he is the MVP of the league, in my opinion.
We've been talking about it since week 6. Week 18, a meeting with the New York Football Giants, likely a rushing title and a rushing record on the line.
If he breaks that record, then
imagine if he wasn't getting his touchdowns poached around the goal line by the tush push, too, what the numbers might look like.
We need a Marican for that game.
I don't know if he won't.
It is an idea. We'll see if they come to pass with that. It is another win for the Philadelphia Eagles here on Sunday. More coming here on Game. Welcome into another edition of Game Day Scoreboard. Joe Musso, pleased to be alongside my guys, Emery Hunt, Bryant McFadden. A full house, fellas. How we feeling?
Feeling great.
Good. Real good. Another entertaining Monday. I mean, sorry, not Monday. 1 p.m. slate.
Lock in.
1 p.m. slate on Sunday.
Well, I'll give you a little bit of run here, because this first game had you wondering what day it was and what week it was, as we take a look at a live scoreboard from week 14. Highlights on the way. Conversation where it is needed. Wonder if it's needed with this first one. We begin with the age-old paradox: if a tree falls in the woods, well, how about Mac versus Mayo? Jags and Titans battle for a better pick, right, guys? Something like that. Jags without Trevor Lawrence for the rest of the season, placed on IR, so Mac Jones stepping in as the starter, and the Mac is back. Picked off by Chidobe Awuzie, fresh off the IR. Jones looking to avoid losing his 7th straight start under center. Titans can't capitalize. Sort of a story here. Titans bringing pressure, 7 seconds left in the first half. Jones get rid of it. And Tank Bigsby.
Johnny on the spot.
Otis Reed with the INT, second pick of the day for the Titans. Fast forward to the 4th, because we promise you didn't miss anything. 8 minutes to play. Jones steps back in a 3-point game and finds an open receiver down the left sideline. Brian Thomas Jr. gained to 31 yards. 2 plays later, if you got a tank, use it. Jags take the 10-6 lead, Bigsby's 5th rushing touchdown of the season. But the Titans would march down the field. Ensuing drive, just over a minute to play, 4th and 3 at the 9. Too much Mayo. Levis looking for Nick Westbrook-Akine, who's been a touchdown machine this season. Turnover on downs, but they'd force a 3-and-out and get the ball back with 49 seconds. Now 4th and 15. Gotta have it, Tyler Boyd.
Welcome to Eagles Nest News, your go-to source for all things Philadelphia Eagles. Today, we're diving into an intriguing story involving Saquon Barkley, his transition from the Giants to the Eagles, and how a former rival, Tiki Barber, has done a complete 180 on his opinion of the star running back. We'll also explore why Barkley is not just a game changer, but a serious MVP contender this season. Let's soar into it. Earlier this year, Tiki Barber stirred up drama by jokingly declaring Barkley did to me after the running back signed a 3-year deal with the Eagles worth up to $46.75 million. At the time, Barber's comments sparked controversy, and Barkley even fired back, accusing Barber of being a hater since his Giants days. But things took a turn recently. During an interview on Philadelphia's 94 WIP, Barber shared that he and Barkley had resolved their differences. After a face-to-face conversation while covering a game for CBS, the two buried the hatchet. Barber admitted his comment was taken out of context and emphasized that his criticisms were never personal. Fast forward to today, Barkley's move to Philadelphia has been nothing short of transformative. Leading the league with 1,766 scrimmage yards, he's not just elevating the Eagles' offense, he's a legitimate MVP candidate. Even Barber, once critical of Barkley, now calls him the NFL's MVP, crediting him for turning the Eagles into a dominant force this season. And it's not just talk. The Eagles are sitting at 10-2, and Barkley's contributions have silenced doubters of both him and head coach Nick Sirianni. His impact isn't just about numbers, it's about leadership, clutch performances, and giving the Eagles the spark they needed to chase another Super Bowl. Saquon Barkley's journey from Giants star to Eagles MVP candidate is a story of redemption and triumph. Even former critics like Tiki Barber are now singing his praises, recognizing the undeniable difference he's made. As the Eagles prepare to take on the Panthers this weekend, the team is a heavy favorite, and Barkley is poised to strengthen his MVP case even further. What do you think, Eagles Nation? Is Barkley on track to bring home the MVP award? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Eagles Nest News for more updates. Together, let's keep soaring.